Hey, what's going on? This is Thomas Galdenzi with Combat Sports Coverage. And on this edition, I'll be interviewing UFC vet Deigo Ferreira over his upcoming May 10th fight live on UFC pay-per-view 237, where he'll be taking on heavy hitter Francisco Trinaldo. So Deigo, tell me how your training camp is going so far, about 3 weeks out from this huge pay-per-view fight.
My training camp is just more right now, just getting more conditioning. After my last fight, I put more time, more boxing training, and my wrestling. And right now we just adjust some details because of the guy I'm gonna be fighting, is one strong guy, and I think I have to work a lot on my strength right now, but the work has been done. Now it's just maintain and everything going really great right now.
And so, for everyone that doesn't know, where are you training out of for this camp?
I'm normally training on my own gym in Fort, Texas. But this week I've been coming at Fortress in Dallas, Texas, and that's the majority of my camp I do too. But I've been going back and forth in those two places all the time.
And who are some of the training partners that you're training with right now to help you get ready for Francisco?
I have a lot of the guys, new Jeff New, number 15 for welterweight, helping me out. I have my own team over there in the Valley. I have a Luke Flores, I have Victor Martinez, and I have a Gabriel and Guilherme, one of the top fighters on Texas, and those guys been helping me a lot on this camp.
Oh, so that's great. Yeah, so it sounds like you got some great training partners to help you get ready for this fight. And then, how do you see this fight playing out versus heavy hitter Francisco Trinaldo? Do you see yourself winning by TKO, knockout, submission, or is this going to be an all-out war?
I think it's going to be all-out war. I like the war. I like to be prepared for everything. I cannot really put one type of game. I like to go there, fight, put all my game on, everything I train for. And I'll be prepared for everything. And I like to put a good show for my family, my friends. And I like to represent pretty good and put all the time I've been on the gym, working extra hard. And I like to put a good show.
Oh, I agree. You always put on a great show. I've been following your career since you were fighting for LFA and when you won the belt. And I've seen you come up from a great jiu-jitsu player, and now you have phenomenal striking. You're a very well-rounded fighter, and it's definitely going to be a great matchup for this fight. I cannot wait to see it. And then tell me, what is your strongest attribute as a fighter? Is it your strength? Is it your speed? Is it your heart? Is it your jiu-jitsu?
I think it's my heart. I have a really a big heart. And heart, and I try to do everything. I try to be ready to grapple, to do my jiu-jitsu for everything. I think the heart been the most in ignition for all my fights. I've been doing really good, been doing great of all my camp, but especially my team been helping me out. But I think the motivation's always been my heart and my focus in one thing right now.
I definitely agree on that. You're one of those fighters that you can stay in the fight. You always are pushing through no matter what, and you always can go the distance, and you fight very hard, which I love to see. I think many fans love to watch that also. And then, so tell me, looking back on your 8-fight UFC career so far, what is your most favorite moment inside the octagon?
Yeah, my favorite moment. I have so many, I think one with the Mercier, one my last before my almost got a kick out from the UFC, 2 straight loss on the UFC. I think that one made it see people see me. I'm not there just I'm there to learn too. I'm not there just be a basic fighter, but I'm there to to get to the top, and now like I'm getting closer every single time, and now I'm getting close to the number 15, and I think that's my best moment on my career right now, and I'm excited.
And that was a great fight. And Mercier was on a roll at that time when you beat him, so that was a huge win for you. I remember that fight. It was a great fight. And then, so who is an MMA fighter that you look up to when you first started training?
I've been always look up to Jacare Souza. You know, it's one of my. We used to live in the same town, you know, in Manaus. We trained together in jiu-jitsu, and I'm still looking up for him because he's a great fighter right now, a great MMA fighter. He's gonna be fighting for the belt very soon. I hope so. You know, Jose Aldo being one when I start doing MMA too. You know, but those two he's always been one of my role models in my career. You know.
Yeah, those are great fighters to look up to, and I definitely agree. I think Jacare definitely deserves a title shot. Hopefully after, I think next weekend, he gets that win and he'll get a title shot because he definitely deserves it. Yeah. And then on the same card as you, in the main event, we will see champ Thug Rose taking on Jessica Andrade for the UFC 115-pound title. Who do you think will win that fight and why?
I think I'm going with Rosie. You know, I'm going with Rosie. Jessica's real tough opponent, you know. She's a hard hitter, but I think Rosie have more technique, have more tools. You know, she have a good grappling. She have a good Muay Thai combos, and I think she have a more tools to take this win. You know. But Jessica is real dangerous.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a great main event. Are you gonna be staying around after your fight to watch it?
I hope so. I normally don't stay, you know, but I really want to see this fight, and I gotta have my family down there, and I hope I can enjoy a little bit of everything. But I hope I can see the fights, you know.
And then how do you? And on the same card, we'll see two UFC Brazilian legends. We'll see Anderson Silva and Jose Aldo also on the same card as you. How does that feel fighting on the same card of those two legends?
It feel amazing, you know. Those guys, I never fought. My first fight, I fought with Jose Aldo. You know, he fought with Mendes on the second time, and he put a great show. And now having Anderson Silva putting in the amazing show he always put it on, you know, and it's incredible. I'm super excited. I'm super motivated to see how this two they gonna be putting the show they always do, and I'm excited to be a part of this, you know.
And when will you be getting into Brazil?
I've been getting into Brazil on the 6th on Monday. You know, I prefer get one day before. You know, because I like because the long flight we're gonna have I think it's a 12 hours flight. You know, 11-hour flight. I don't know exactly from Texas all the way to Rio, and I prefer to go one day before just to get a little bit more adjusted with the time. You know, with the weather, and I probably I'm gonna get one day just to recuperate everything.
And is it pretty hard for you to get acclimated to the Brazil's time and everything, or is that pretty easy for you since you know you're Brazilian and everything?
Yeah, it's pretty easy, but I always when I fight different in another country, it's like my country, you know. But I've been doing this, traveling around the world right now, you know, all over the place, and I prefer to go one day before just you know to adapt to myself a little bit more. No. And
then for everyone that doesn't know, you also have a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym. I believe it's in McAllen, Texas. And I just want to know a little bit about your gym and more.
Yeah, I'm in Fort Texas. You know, it's a little bit closer to McAllen, and I have a gym over there. I'm training down there through my camps sometimes. You know, and I just come down here. My teammates, you know, my students always been helping me out, give me a great support. You know, having structure from Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai. Abraham Toh has been helping me out too over there, and my boxing Rick Ricky Vandello been helping me out a lot, and then I'm always been there the whole camps, and I'm always excited to put them in my good techniques for them.
And do you teach often in your gym? Do you teach a lot of the classes when you're not in fight camp?
When I'm not in fight camp, yeah, I teach the majority of the time. Sorry.
That's okay.
I teach them the majority of the time, and I'm always busy, teaching. If I'm not teaching, I like to train with my students, and I always I want to be as busy as I can, especially if I'm not in camp,
And do you have any other hobbies outside of training and getting ready for fights?
Yeah, I do. Drinking beer and ride my bike. Not at the same time, but I like to.
Well, what's your favorite beer to drink?
I really don't have a favorite. I just drink.
Yeah, just drink them all.
Yeah, just drink them all.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you have any last words for your opponent, Francisco?
It just be waiting for everything. I'm excited to fight one top 15. I'm one of the top guys on the world. And I'm excited. Just be waiting. I know he's one of my country favorite guy right there. I just gotta go and put a show. Expect me to put a show, and I wish I expected him the same thing. And let's go have fun. Let's go put this show to start early.
That's exciting. I cannot wait to see this fight. It's going to be a great fight. Both of y'all bring it. I think your cardio is going to be the main difference in this fight. I think he might be strong in the beginning, but he kind of fades. I don't think you fade. You can stay in there for 3 rounds and put on a great show. And everyone definitely needs to tune in and watch this epic fight. And then do you have any special shout-outs to any sponsors or training partners?
Shout out for all my team, Fortress, Team Ferreira MMA, Team Ferreira, all my Fortress MMA guys, all my teammates, all my sponsors, the Shag, the Valley Deli, Groundbreaker, Kyra Sink, all those guys, been helping me out this whole time of my career. Shout out for you guys, RGV Fighters, appreciate guys. That's all my shout out to
awesome.
My family now.
Yeah, perfect, right? And then everyone needs to make sure to tune in to this epic UFC fight, UFC 237, May 10th, to see this fight go down between Deigo Ferreira and Francisco Trinaldo. And thank you again, Deigo, for coming on the show and giving me some of your time.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.